What is happening, people? So it's Sunday afternoon, 7:45, and it's a absolutely lovely day. So taking the little boy out for a walk, boom in there. But I wanted to shoot a little video because I'm going to be, let's say, sharing a lot more inside information, detailed stuff, and ultimately I'm trying to help motivate people to achieve more. And I want to do this simply because there's a lot of people that ask questions, whether it be more about like the programming side of things and the infrastructure of the business, or leads, sales, marketing side, systems, all the different stuff that people feel are relevant to them at the time. But I'm going to be sharing a lot more stuff to help you specifically. So look, if you're watching this on YouTube and you've not yet subscribed, then subscribe. In fact, don't subscribe. If you want to stay average. But subscribe if you want to turn your business and life to a whole new level. Because look, I will be sharing some super detailed, specific stuff that's going to help you level up completely. But if you're watching this on Facebook, I might stick it on Instagram, I'm not sure, then go over to YouTube and subscribe, because I'm going to be sharing a lot more stuff. Longer content that is, taking you through things step by step. But I thought I'd start with a little vlog, if you want to call it that, whatever it is. Look at this scenery over here. This is where I come for my walks in the morning. I normally actually walk across that field, but it's a wicked place to walk. But look, when you're thinking about your business and where you're going, the question that I ask a lot of people nowadays is, where are you going in the bigger picture? Because I've spent 15 years now in the industry, and look, if you're for the first time seeing me here and you're thinking, who the hell are you? I owned a gym for 10 years, sold it last year, 2024, and I'm on a mission right now to help strength coaches level up their business and turn pro within their business. Because I competed in strongman for around 5 years at the highest level of the 90s and 105s. I went to Worlds, came 9th in Worlds, under 90s, and then 105s. Alfie just about ran after a woman on a bike. Stupid idiot. But in the 105s, we went through all the competitions. Didn't quite go to Worlds, but I had an insane mini career, if you want to call it that. But look, I quite simply got to a point where it's all about my future and where I'm going for the bigger picture. And this year has been insane. It really has. I like to share these things, and I used to struggle to share these things, to be honest, because swallow the fly. I used to feel like sharing things like this was showing off. But at the end of the day, you have to own what you own, and you have to be proud of what you've done, right? And it really is hard, especially when you're running a business, grinding through life, got kids, misses, and things are hard sometimes to share the good and even stop for a moment and think about the good. But this year alone has been crazy. I bought a Porsche, which is, pretty mad moment. I've just cleaned it today for the first time. It'll probably be the last time as well, because I'm not into cleaning. But I've been on stage, 147 people, doing a stand-up comedy gig, madness. And also bought our first buy-to-let property, which me and Sarah have just started a business doing. If anyone doesn't know, Sarah, my missus, does my missus, it's a funny thing to say, isn't it? My missus, but she is in the property game already. She likes to be really humble and pretend she's not in it deep or done well already, which again, it's part of the conversation of what I'm on about. But she's smashing it. She's already got 10 on her portfolio right now, which is madness. But they're like HMOs, so you turn a house into multiple occupancy, so you might extend it or just change the layout so you can get as many people as you can in, so they've all got separate rooms. But the way that she works with that is different to buy-to-lets. That's why we've sort of set this up as a little side project, and we're saving money to put aside to then work on that. And the aim is to have 8 in a year. But you know, again, they're the sort of things I like to share because it's real life. It's you know, it's something that inspired me by listening to other people. And then you often forget, thinking, hold on, if I share these sorts of things, it's going to inspire other people, and I really hope it does. You know, I don't tell you I've got a Porsche because it, you know, in any way extends my man bit, because you know, it's just one of those things, isn't it? Like when you were young, looking at someone with a Porsche, thinking, "Fuck, that looks good. I'd love to own a Porsche," and then, you know, next thing it's yourself. But look, it doesn't come from strolling through life. It comes from working fucking hard. At the minute, I'm going through a stage of, you know, a mega sprint for myself, where I'm getting up at 5 o'clock every morning. You know, I'll often say how, you know, like the guys like Goggins and a lot of the mindset style influencers will say, you know, if you don't get up at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever, you're a failure. And I always fight against that, because it's not true, is it? Look, because a lot of people that don't get up at that time and casually blend into the day, and they're some of the richest and most successful people in the world. But on the flip side of that, there's often points where, you know, you have to knuckle in and think about these things, because you have to level up. You have to sprint into something that is going to take you to that next level. And right now I'm working on an online strength coach product that is going to, and I mean this very, very confidently, change the fucking game. It really is. You know, I've been in the industry now for 15 years. I had a gym for 10, online coaching for 5 years. My main goal with online coaching was to hit 10K, and I obsessively went at it until I hit it. Now, admittedly, I wasn't the happiest once I'd done it, because 2 reasons. Number one was the fact that I thought things were going to change when you hit 10K, and they don't. You know, you hit that point and you go, okay, it feels exactly the same. What's next? You know, and I'm a very obsessive person. I don't want to think what's next after 10K, because that's 15K, 20K, 25 and onwards, which is great, which is fine, and it's not wrong by all means. But having an obsessive way of attacking it will only burn you out if you're not aware of it and careful of how you do it, and which is, you know, which is what I felt and what I found out myself. So I restructured things, re-looked at things, and now I'm heading for 20K months again. Like, I'm close to hitting it, and it's like it's something that it's a whole new way of doing it. And this is why I now want to teach people how to do this within the strength industry online, because I think a lot of people struggle with the online world, feeling like you have to grind through. A lot of people initially go into the online coaching thinking it's going to be easy, and I see these trends, because people think, oh, it's going to be easy. I can have more clients. I can scale my business. But then they realize that they are not charging the price that they could be charging if they put more time and effort into their product. And maybe it's a knowledge gap, maybe it could be the onboarding systems, or the type of clients they're getting in their business. There's lots to it, and there's many things behind it, but people then end up having lots of clients, not charging that much, and people churn and they drop out the other end of the business, and it ends up not being the business that they imagined for it to be. But with this system that I'm putting into place at the minute, is, and I mean this hand on heart, it's going to change the fucking game. It's going to be absolutely insane. And that's exactly why I'm getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning every day at the moment. The days I go to the gym, I go gym 6:15, and I've already done an hour and a half work and my session before taking the kids to school, because it's all about keeping that discipline so I can then still have the freedom that I want, like taking the kids to school, picking them up. There's days I obviously work longer and work more, let's say, unsocial hours as such. But the idea is to work intense and aggressively at the points that I am working. But look, I'd love to help you guys that are in the strength industry and looking to grow your online business. There are some really smart things that you can do right now. And again, there's a lack of mentors that understand the strength side. And I said this the other day to someone. It's the first time I said it out loud actually to someone, but I really feel this, and I felt it for a long time. But there's a lot of mentors out there, and some insane mentors, right? And I've had a lot of mentoring over the years. I totaled it up quite some time back now, but it was over 100 grand in total over the years of business. And I've invested into a lot of different things, because I always think, like, you have to look at the things that you're lacking in, that you're weak in, or that you need to improve, and you find someone that has that and you take it from them. It's as simple as that. You pay them to say, hey, I want to do this as well as you do it. How do I do it? And it's as simple as that. Someone the other day reached out to me and said, when they see my Porsche on my story, and said, I want the Porsche. And again, it's one of those things, right? We started chatting. Next thing, he's in my mentoring program. I don't teach people how to get Porsches, but at the same time, it's about how to scale his business, have more freedom, but make money without thinking that you have to be trading time for money all the time. So again, it's one of those things. He's come to me to go, how do I do that thing? How do I work on myself, my business? He pays me, I help him, he makes money. That is exactly how it works. But within the mentoring side, there's some, again, like I say, some insane mentors. But strength people specifically are different. And I truly, truly believe this, and will stand by it, because I've been there. I've competed for a long time at a very, very high level of what I've done, and balancing normal life, kids, holidays, running a gym, online coaching, balancing everything all at the same time at that level. And I know that a lot of mentors will tell you to outsource things, get a big team, outsource your coaching. Well, this is the thing, right? You can't, 2 points here. Number one, you can't outsource your own brain of coaching. Yes, you can teach someone your style, your methods and things like that, but it's not you. And it becomes very hard, because coaching is a very personal thing. And you pass somebody to somebody else, it becomes unpersonal. Or if they're buying into a brand, it's different, I get it. But a lot of people aren't. They're a one-man band. So that is void. The other thing is as well that I stand by massively, that people don't say often, or they don't say at all actually, that People get into strength because they are passionate about getting people stronger. Now, a lot of people have a story, a bit of a backstory of why they do it. And look, you can't copy and paste that. You know, it really can't be copy and pasted, because the reasons behind the passion and the energy and everything behind why you do what you do as a strength coach can't be duplicated. If you are coached by somebody else within a team of people, then you then take on their passion, their side and their story and everything else. And however you want to look at it, people buy into people. They buy into the story of the person. They buy into the characteristics, the way that person is, and exactly what they was attracted to that person or business for. So, you know, I don't think it's spoken about enough where strength coaching is different to the rest. You know, it's not just about show a before and after picture of a 12-week cut where someone's in, you know, fluffy state and then a shredded state ready to go on stage as a bodybuilder. Now, I'm not saying it's simple to do that. That's not my point at all. But it's a completely different way of marketing things. And that's the thing, in the strength industry, it is different. But again, I've cracked the code. I am very proud of what's in place and what I've got, and that's why I'm now really pushing it. So keep your eyes peeled is what I'll say. If you're a strength coach pushing your online business right now and you're wanting help and you want to understand more, drop me a message. But if you are wanting to understand what it's about and waiting for me to share it, then hold fire, and I'll be sharing it very soon. But I'm working on something super fucking exciting, and it's going to be insane. So please bear with me. But if you have any questions or anyone has anything that they want to speak about, let me know. I'm just coming home now, and I'm just getting to my house, and I'll show you the little Porsche. Here she is. Still got the van. Still need to sell the van. But there's the Porsche. I think I fell in love again. But, so look, let's look at the next few months for you. Where are you going? What are you doing? And how are you spending your time within the strength industry? I would absolutely love to help you. If you are interested and want to speak about how I can help you, what I can do, and you know, the results that the guys that I'm working with are getting, just drop me a message. Like I say, I'm going to be doing a lot more videos. They're not going to be like this specifically. They're going to be more showing you breakdowns of how to do things and to grow your business, grow your mind, and grow to where you desire to be. But for now, peace out, people. Big love.